So to return from the video that I shot earlier today, I bought these PVC adapters and I got them glued, so I'll just have to wait for them to set. If I do choose to keep the bulkhead, this will just have to set in here. I probably could have cut it a little shorter, but I wanted to make sure that it was gonna fit. I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly yet. So far I've got quite a few pieces of wood cut. This is the old piece that came out of the stand. See if I can, you can see it's not level. It's flopping up and down. Got some Nirvana blaring in the background. So I'm gonna cut a bunch more wood, get this thing put together and inside of that stand. This was the base of the stand. I'm not really sure, but I don't know if they made that part of it. But this was all that was in there, supporting that tank, which is 90 gallons, and a 30-gallon sump over there. But this is all that was in there. I haven't screwed it in place or anything. I'm actually going to build it the best that I can inside of this cabinet. That way it is flat and flush. But you could see the double braces that I put on the sides. And I'm actually going to do two 2x4s coming up in an L shape here in all four corners. I'm probably going to have one or two more come up on each side, and then probably multiple 2x4s come up on the front, and then probably a couple more, or excuse me, this is the back, probably four in the back here and probably two up front. So I'm probably going to have to run, go get more 2x4s, but I don't think this thing was adequate the way that it was set up. And I'm just going to make sure that whenever I get this thing built, it's going to be done right and not half-assed. And I'm going to make sure that this tank is going to be supported, especially once it gets in the living room. So I'm going to cut some more wood and might have to run and go get some more if it decides to stop raining here. Alright, after quite some time, I'm not a carpenter, it's clear. That's the old, in the driveway or in the yard, that's the old brace that was in here, and that's all that was in here. As you can see, I've added numerous 2x4s to this stand, and I'm probably going to skip out on plywood on the bottom, but I've added two 2x4s to each corner, a ton of them, doubled them up on each end, and added quite a bit of support here. Still not completely happy with this stand, so I'm not sure what else I can do to it without either just rebuilding a new one or purchasing one. It's not in the best shape, but it should get us by with what we want. Most people don't pay attention to a stand anyway. So that's the sump in there. It's not done, so just wanted to test fit it. But I shouldn't probably ever cut wood. I'm not very good at it. Got the return box, or overflow box, out, and the return line. Scraping the silicone was pretty easy. Kind of nervous still about resealing the tank, but the good thing is I'll get to clean all the core line off of this. I'll get to take all these pieces off that I originally said I wasn't going to take off, but now I am taking them off so that I can clean them, make sure that they're all good to go whenever I order some silicone and start to reseal the tank. Oh, today's a good day. It's Tuesday. Got my glass cut. That top middle piece was my template. This is for the 30-gallon sump. $12 to get 4 pieces of glass. There's no way I could have gone anywhere, Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere, and bought the glass and then cut it myself and got the precision that I got from this company. It's a company called, I think it's Kentucky Plate and Glass. There's about 3 stores in Kentucky, and they've done an awesome job. My Dr. Foster's and Smith order came in. I got the Aquatic Versa top, fits a 90-gallon. I'm not real sure if I'm gonna keep it or not. It's not a very good snug fit. It was I think $34. You know, I can get 2 pieces or 4 pieces of glass cut and make a sliding frame for probably the same price and get it cut exactly how I need it. It's kind of iffy. I'm afraid with the sump going, there might be some vibration there. But I also got Dr. Tim's ammonia, 2 of them, some filter pad, some wool to put in the sump. I didn't know I was going to get actually this much glass media, but I'm glad that I did. I'll fill the sump up with it. Like I said in my previous video, I'm going to take the glass media out of the Fluval 306 since it's not going to be running until I have to fire the 55 up. And this glass media will go right in the tray and it'll be instantly cycled. Then I got, I guess that's 450 bio balls. It's supposed to be 2 gallons. So it's good stuff. Looking forward to it. So I also, pretty sure I've done a video on this. It's getting windy outside. I got the garage door open a little bit. But I rebuilt the bottom of this stand. And I put 2 2x4s in each corner to support the tank. I'm actually, you know, with some input, suggestions, whatever, I'm thinking about cutting those down enough that I could put a support across the top, 1 or 2 supports. And I mean, I could maybe scoot the sump that's as far as it's going to come on the tank stand. And you know, clearly it's a 30-gallon tank, so I don't really have much room to work in here. I wish I had a little bit more, but it is what it is. But I thought about maybe making a brace that goes across there, but this is a center brace in the stand, and it's pretty loose. I know the stand is, or the tank is actually supported around the corners. It is a rim tank, but I'd like some suggestions on whether or not I should cut these 2 2x4s down and put 2 supports long ways in here before I get going any further. My black silicone should be here hopefully this week. I'm gonna start stripping the tank to reseal it, and I need to take, that's the return line, I need to take it out, and I'm probably gonna make one of the what do they call it, Dorso or Durso returns, because this one's open on the back. It's completely open there, and I'm afraid that that's going to be loud. And I'm going to also buy, more than likely, 2 new bulkheads, and I haven't really decided how I'm going to plumb this yet. More than likely going to plumb hard PVC with 45s coming out of the return here. And the left side of the sump is actually, I had planned to have my return there, and then, or excuse me, the input there, and then the return on this side, and pump it over. So of course I'll need, you know, it's going to be kind of tricky. I don't know if I'll be able to hard plumb that, and honestly I don't really want to, because I don't want to buy all the unions. I have some braided 3/8 line, I think, and I think that's 1 inch. So I mean, it's kind of on par for how these are typically set up. Did get the overflow box and the return out, and it's been soaking in vinegar and water for a day or 2 now, and this thing was caked with saltwater, coralline, and you know, all that good stuff, and it's just been sitting in here, and it's pretty well spotless. I need to flip it over. You can see the back of it, how dirty that is. And this is the return, and this thing was just nasty as well. So it's the distilled vinegar and water is awesome. Haven't decided if I'm going to use this setup. I'm definitely going to get a different bulkhead, and I would kind of like a dual output. But you know, suggestions, thoughts on that. If the single is going to be fine for me, it's going to be heavily stocked in Boona tank. So of course I want to do this right, do it right the first time. So suggestions, comments, please leave them, especially about the stand. I'm kind of nervous given the fact that it's going to be heavy, and what I've done to it already is 10 times better than how it was set up when we first got it. I don't know how it supported the weight that it did, which may have been why the tank started leaking on me on Friday. But again, you know, if you've never ordered anything from Dr. Foster's and Smith, I highly recommend them. I ordered the stuff on Friday, and anything over $50 is free shipping. So, you know, I got the lids, the bio balls, the glass ceramic media, the ammonia, and the filter pads. I don't know how much it was, but it was relatively cheap, and I like doing business with them. I've ordered from them a couple times. So I need to either start stripping this thing tonight, or I'm going to take the sump out and I need to clean it and get it ready to install the baffles. Like I said, I wish there was a little bit more room in there to work with, but I'm really not going to be in there too often. So I want to do all of the plumbing the correct way the first time, so I don't have to take this thing off, since the tank does have to come off the stand in order to get the sump out. So let me know, guys. Thanks.
First place, we got number 2. All right, number 2. Oh, maybe that wasn't a good place to write it. I'll write it on Big Rig's tank. Number 2. Oh, all right. Number 2 is our first place winner. Number 15, second place. And for third place, who do we got? Number 6. All right.
Let me take a second here and thank Captain Awesome JWHiser1302 and Aquatic Support Systems for the 2,000 subscriber contest. Pretty pumped, really pumped up. Got second place. Shot the video, never entered a contest before. I've been checking YouTube all day, to be honest with you, to see what's going on and where we're at. And I just happened to be eating dinner, and I said, I'm gonna log in and find out what's going on. And I started looking, and my wife just looked at me and thought, what are you doing? Super excited. Thanks again. Plan to give it a try. Hopefully in July I'll have my Mbuna and I'll be able to test the food out. Thanks again. I really do appreciate it. Keep up the good work.